Hey gents, so I talked to you about abusive relationships. I know you guys are young, you guys are out probably dating, men, women, whatever. Take it from me if someone's older, someone a little bit wiser. Watch out for abusive relationships. Watch out for your partner's abusing you. Identify those red flags, identify those warning signs, and you gotta bounce. You gotta get out of that. It's not healthy for you. Once you end that, it's gonna be hurt. It's gonna hurt a little bit inside for you. Just get through that pain, but don't ever call them back. Don't ever look back. Which brings me to this week's fantasy football advice from a non-fantasy expert. You gotta treat your team and your players like you're dating them. If they're abusing you, you see those warning signs, those red flags, just drop them. Just make them go bye-bye. Don't look back. Don't ever look back. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say it's not them, it's their line. It's not them. It's their quarterback. It's like saying it's not her, it's her parents, dude. They're raised in that environment. They're going to abuse you. Don't let them abuse you. Anyways, wish you all luck today. I guess this week, except Jeff. Jeff, I hope you lose. Good luck, gentlemen.
Curious that Cuddy Belcow failed to mention how he's abused some of you in trades so far this year, but no matter. It's time for Week 9 predictions. In the San Diego Boys division, the Fighting Fizdales at 6-2 sit at first place by themselves, while Eaton Cats, Kicking Peaches, and Just When Maybe tied for second, only one game out. Take This L at 500, 2 games away from first place and only 1 game out of the playoffs. And the North Park Crying Jordans and Drake's new favorite team bringing up the bottom, but still only 2 games out of the playoff race. In the rest of the country division, Jared DeMarco, I Miss You, and Cuddy Belcow tied at first with Chalupa Batman and Titties and Beer at 500, only 1 game out of first place and still in playoff contention. While Start of a Dynasty is only 1 game out of the playoff race, while Pass Me the Blunt's only 3 games out with 5 games left to go. In a league of mediocrity, anyone can make the playoff. After having Marshawn Lynch on his team for 2 weeks and only really seeing him play about 8 downs, the K-Mish is struggling here, especially with Larry Fitzgerald not having Carson Palmer throwing the ball and Rob Gronkowski being on bye. Meanwhile, for the North Park Crying Jordans, Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, and Julio Jones as a unit have finally woken up, but you're starting Frank Gore, a Green Bay running back, and Martellus Bennett. I'm taking myself in this one. Pass Me the Blunt finally erased the goose egg he had in the win column after last week, but is starting DeMarco Murray, who I don't miss as much anymore, and is starting to lose reps to Derrick Henry, and Lamar Miller, who's about to find out what life is like without Deshaun Watson. I was going to take you in this one, but then they let Ezekiel Elliott play another week. I'll take Drake's new favorite team for the win. The Fighting Fizdales just continue to stack wins and really aren't shocking anyone anymore. This week they have every one of their offensive skilled players in the starting lineup projected to hit at least double digits. Meanwhile, Chalupa Batman has Jordy Nelson and DeAndre Hopkins in his starting lineup, who would be good choices if Dak Prescott were throwing them the ball. But he's not this week. Those are backup quarterbacks this time. I'll take Fighting Fizdales for the win. Quick and easy prediction here. When Deshaun Watson was in the lineup, Titties and Beer, you were my pick. But now you got Tom Savage. I don't need to look at the lineup for Take This L, because that's what Titties and Beer is about to do. If there was any week to want to play Start of a Dynasty, it'd be this one. He's without OBJ, Antonio Brown, and Melvin Gordon. But he's playing Just When Maybe, who I think is still under the curse of trading away Marshawn. Start of a Dynasty, you get the check mark here. And again this week, we only have 1 matchup between 2 teams over 500. Easy choice for Game of the Week. After his latest trade, Cuddy Belcow is without Joe Mixon and Jack Doyle, but I still like what you're doing here with Drew Brees and Jay Ajayi, although he's playing the Broncos defense this week. On the other side, Eaton Cats, Kicking Peaches has Kareem Hunt, who's still doing enough damage to make up for his lackluster tight end and flex position, which is enough for me to give him the nod this week. Bow down in the presence of greatness. The champ is here to drop a little knowledge on us. And while he may be last in the San Diego Boys division, you won't be able to tell when you watch this week's fantasy expert advice from a non-fantasy expert. Drake's new favorite team, take it away.
Gentlemen, it's the champ here checking in, aka Drake's new favorite team, with your fantasy football advice from a non-fantasy football expert. Although that's not accurate this week because I am a fantasy football expert. That's what the pinky ring says. Listen to the pinky ring. It's a champ. And let me drop some knowledge on you people here. In the words of my good friend Joel Embiid, trust the process, okay? Don't let injuries get you down. Don't let crazy waiver wires throwing around $30, $40 on a kicker. Looking at you, Taylor Davis. Don't be doing that. Trust the process. The process got me Zeke back. It's going to give me DJ back when I need my run. You just got to believe in it. You can't freak out. You can't worry about this, that, or the waiver wire. Just trust the process and let it lead you to this bad boy right here. Ain't she pretty? Love you, girl. And that's why I'm going to get her back this year, because I trust the process. Let those words marinate. See you out there this week, people. Peace.